Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here on this weekend. The weekend's going to start, but it's an important webinar which you could attend and gain some knowledge about the financial planning, or it could help you in the process of the same. Now, I would like to introduce our speaker for the day, Mrs. Akila Sampath Kumar, who is the CFP and the financial planner of our team Multipl. After having worked over 15 years at various MNCs as a tech, she transitioned into the world of finance. Before joining Multipl, she was working as a financial planner advisor at Simplify. So today's webinar is financial freedom. Now, let's start the webinar with a quick poll. The polls are on your screen. The question is, what is financial independence according to you? The answers could be all of the above or one or two, but which one is most important according to you? Please answer that. Please answer the same. We'll wait for 2 more minutes. Okay. Okay. So okay, the result is showing like a mixed result. So I would hand over the mic to Akila. She would explain more about financial independence, planning, and every questions you have. Please feel free to ask any questions. You can either raise your hands or put your questions on the comment below. We will answer all of them as and when we see. Yes, Akila, you can take the dice.
Day now recently. So I think the topic given to me also suits the Independence Day. It is like, financial independence, the blueprint for the financial independence, right? So we have all attained independence. So it is for our country, right? So we celebrated that. But the question which comes to us is, have we attained the financial independence, right? Indian independence, yes, we have got. But what about the financial independence? So I think the question, whatever Kirtana has put in, will, help you to think through it. So having said that, I'll just continue with that. I will see like what all results you people have sent. According to me, the meaning of financial independence is something different. But for others, if I ask somebody in the age of 20 to 30, it can be different. And for a person who's going to retire, it can be different. So what is the generic meaning of financial independence? If we think about it, so I can just split it into three vectors. I can say not just the corpus. It is like, for example, you might have a lot of goals. If you have, saved enough for the goals, do you call it as financial independence? Not. Part of it is okay, meaning I have attained the freedom in terms of the corpus, in terms of the money. But still, we will have the fear of, protecting our corpus, right? So, in that sense, what I feel is like, for a particular goal at a particular time, we should have some corpus saved. It should be matching to the goal amount. For example, today the cost of education may be 2 lakh. After 5 years, it can be 10 lakhs. So have we saved enough corpus to meet that 10 lakhs considering the inflation? So that is one thing, one dimension to it. The other dimension to it is, okay, I'm alive, I'm the breadwinner, I'm saving, so I have saved the corpus. But in case if something happens to me, what will happen to my dependents, my spouse or my other dependents, right? So if I add the another vector to it, it is called the insurance. So I would have saved enough corpus for a goal, even for my retirement. That is a major goal for everybody now, right? So I would have saved enough. But the thing is, like, it should be set on a platform. It should be standing on a platform. So that platform, I can call it as insurance. So if I have the insurance also, I will get the peace of mind. So what is the financial independence going to give me? It is going to give me peace of mind, right? The peace of mind in terms of, okay, I'm going to office, I'm working, I'm earning. But if I spend everything, then I'm not going to get the peace of mind, because whenever the bill date or the fee date comes, whenever you have to pay the premium, you will be thinking, okay, do I have enough money for that? So that corpus I have the insurance, and what else I need to call myself as financially independent. So the third factor I can tell as the advisor part, investment advisor. That is like mostly not given a lot of importance, but nowadays it is gaining some importance. But still, the importance of the planner or the advisor, right planner or right advisor, right? So everybody in the market can call, and many YouTubers can tell that they can give the advice, but is it a proper advice which is being given to attain the financial independence? That also we have to check, because otherwise, what happens is, like, we will be carrying the baggage on our own, right? We would have saved the corpus, and then every day we will be thinking, okay, market is going this way, that way, should I have to rebalance my portfolio? What should I do now? Market is going up, what should I do now? Market is going down, so should I take any call now? So these are the thoughts which we will be having. So to attain the complete financial independence, I can hand it over to other financial advisor or planner. That is one part of it. It is up to us to decide whether we have to go with a planner or not. But in generic terms, it is like, it gives me complete freedom and peace of mind to say that I have attained the financial independence. So that is why we just wanted to take a call whether we have to do it or we have to offload it to somebody. We can concentrate on our career. We can use that time for upgrading ourselves in terms of the career path wherever we are in, and we can offload this to the advisor. So that is where the advisor comes into play. So we have to again decide, right? In the olden days, it was like people will say, okay, whatever is remaining after all your expenses at the month end, you just go put it in the RD, right? But is that the right thing to do? No. The discipline, the basic discipline which we should inculcate in ourselves is the new formula. Here it is given, right? Income minus savings is your expenses. So whatever income you have, first take some part of it for saving, and the remaining you can use it for expenses. If we cultivate this habit, definitely it will help, right? The focus, you can focus on enjoying your life in terms of various things, be it your vacation, be it your kids education, be it your health, healthcare goals, and whatever it is, right? So with planning, proper financial planning, you can attain the financial independence with the help of an advisor and with the help of supportive instruments like insurance. I hope I made it clear. The definition of financial independence is clear, I believe. And, the financial independence, as I said, it varies from people to people and different categories. So here we just have categorized people in the different groups, like 25 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, and 50 and above. Because every stage has a different goal, right? For example, 25 to 30, if I take it, insurance, especially the term insurance, need not be given much importance, because not much of dependence will be there. But other things like your student loans or emergency fund, that all cannot be avoided, right? You should plan accordingly. You should see how you can clear off your high debt loans, keep the lower debt loans, but clear of the high debt loans, and the investing early, right? Because we all have to start investing early, because the power of compounding does magic. You believe it or not, once you see your money compounding, multiplying, you will definitely feel that, okay, we have done something great. It helps you to retire early also, right? So from day one, it is better to plan, but at the age of 25 to 30, still certain things you can, not, you need not give much importance, like, your term insurance or something. But if there are dependents, definitely you have to think about it. And whatever be the age group, health insurance, we cannot ignore, because we have seen COVID and other cases. So 30 to 40, 30 to 40, or whatever be the age group, your healthcare is important. That goal is important. If the company provided insurance is not enough, definitely we can take the private insurance. So tax planning, whenever we plan to invest, we have to think about your taxes also, all your tax regimes and all that. We will be discussing about all that. So 40 to 50, you might have accumulated enough corpus. So this is the age you can definitely think of writing a will. Now if I tell to my parents that you have to write a will, they will be like, still time is there. I can write at the age of 70. Why are you telling us to write it now? That is the same with most of our parents, I think. So it is not the case now. See, the financial planning, as I said, it has different vectors, right? Your investment, insurance, risk, and your estate planning. Estate planning is the succession planning, the will or trust, whatever you write, because that also gives you peace of mind, because there will be a clause called executor who will be executing when you are not there, or how much should be given to which person, which dependent, and all that, right? So executor will be doing all that when we are not there. So once you accumulate, the next thought of preserving and handing it over safely to the next generation comes into play. So estate planning also plays a major role. Here I would just like to quote a story, personal story. Hope I'll not take much of your time. So the personal story of, like, as I have told about categories and goals and things like that, I just wanted to tell about the importance of the proper planning or the proper advisor, right? So recently, my husband came up with a thing. He wanted to pursue his higher studies, his PhD, that too from a premier institute. I said okay. I was happy when he said he has got admission into that college. I was like super duper happy. But when I heard the fee for the course, I was like taken aback. It was like more than 500,000 crore. We are in the 40s, I can say early 40s. So at this age, he came up with goal which is like more than 50 lakhs. So I was wondering, even though we have planned for it, it is there in my financial plan, but still the amount is varying, right? I had planned for lesser amount, but the corpus which I need today was like huge. I had a lot of heated arguments and things like that. I said a dent is being created in my portfolio because of this. But at this time, what gave me peace of mind and what gave me the motivation to proceed with the course is my advisor. Because not just the financial comfort I had emotional comfort also, because he was the go-to person for me. I just called him up and asked, this is the case, what should I do? In 10 to 15 minutes, you believe it or not, in 10 to 15 minutes, he just told me what are all the ways that are there, pros and cons of different options. And he said, you are definitely in a better position to do all this. Don't think about other stuff. Definitely learning, the opportunity to learn is like wonderful. So it being a premier institute, you shouldn't leave this opportunity. The thing here is like the options I got, I just I could not have imagined all that, right? Because it being a personal thing for me, I was also emotionally, the psychological factor of emotional like the emotion was playing the major role there. So it just gave me the way to look forward. So this is about the financial independence. So I've told about financial independence. So everyone will have the query like, so how should I start it? Right? Because everybody will have some behavioral thing, right? Anything, to start with, we will have hundreds of queries. We will discuss with so many people. So basically, the inertia, we all have the inertia to invest because we have seen our parents investing in traditional things like RD, FD, and all the traditional stuff, right? So we all wonder whether investing in equities, maybe direct equity in terms of stocks or a mutual fund. We will all think, is it a gambling? Should we have to do it? Will it give returns? Definitely, I'm telling the power of compounding. It will not go waste, right? So power of compounding will work definitely. So please come out of that inertia to start investing. Start simple, start little. You need not plan for huge thing, but to get that discipline in us, just start with smaller amounts. And then the patience. Everybody will want to become, Ambani or somebody in 2 years, 3 years, like that, right? Quick bucks. We all are like running towards the quick bucks. Today I'm investing, tomorrow I should be a crorepati, right? But we should have the patience. See, one more important thing of financial independence is okay. Achieving the corpus is okay. But the thing is it helping me on the day when I need it? For example, there is a goal in another 6 months. I need, say, 1 crore. But is it available right now? I am in the marathon of multiplying my wealth. So I would have invested in a lot of stocks and a lot of mutual funds and a lot of real estate, gold, whatever it is. But if, for example, if it is invested in real estate, might be it is like multiplied. It would have given 10x returns. But is it available today for me to use it? Right? So financial independence is not just multiplying, even if it is not multiplied 20x, 10x, but is it helping me at the time when I need it? Right? My case or my example, whatever I told you, will also be an example here, right? So leaving the inertia and patience, the main thing, other important factor which I want to talk about is the expense management. So we all might have learned it from our parents or other elders or from our friends or relatives, right? But the thing is, like, when it comes to expense, everybody will have different views. So start with little budgeting. A lot of budgeting tools are available now. If you just see your pattern of spending for 3 to 4 months, you will understand, right? Where am I spending unnecessarily? Is it needed? So you will get an idea. And then we all are used to the approach of, buy now, buy now, save later, buy now, pay later, whatever it is, right? So today you buy something on the credit card and the debt will accumulate. And one day when we get the bill, we will all realize, oh, we have to pay this much. But why not we follow the simple approach of save now and buy later, right? A lot of platforms are available now. Even our platform, Multipl platform also has this approach. Everyone is aware, right? We all can save now for a particular goal. So it is not going to create a dent in your pocket, right? So save now, buy later. And, have 2 accounts at least. One is your savings, one is your spending. Whenever the salary comes, be it a spending account, move a certain part of the salary to different account, mark it as savings account. So don't touch this unless until there is an emergency. Please don't touch that. So use everything from your spending account. It is all up to us to decide whether 20% should go there or 30% should go there. It depends on the lifestyle we have. And other thing is like the impulsive purchase we do, right? And many of the ladies can agree to me, because some sale comes, we will all be interested to go buy. We don't see the pros and cons of that, right? So if there is some impulsive decision which you are taking, just postpone it for a day. If you postpone it psychologically, the behavioral aspect, whatever the scientists have studied, is like, if there is impulsive purchase or impulsive behavior, if you postpone it for one another day, maybe your mood can change. you might evaluate pros and cons. Many a times, 90% of the time, like you will leave that option of buying that impulsive. You will not do that impulsive purchase. Maybe you can look out for a better option or cheaper option or whatever it is. So please check what is your needs and what are all your wants. So based on that, you please buy accordingly. As I said before, buy now, pay later, and save now, buy later is there. So please choose it wisely. And also for the financial goals, it is not like a tailor-made solution, right? So I cannot give the same plan to everybody. My friend has taken some plan, I cannot use that, right? Because risk appetite is different. I may be conservative, I don't want to take much of risk. So for me, the debt exposure is more and the equity exposure can be less. But your friend can be aggressive, so his risk profile is different. So based on your risk profile and when do you want the money, whether it is short term or long term, here the goals can be categorized as short term or long term, whether you want it in 1 year or you want it in 5 or 6 years. If it is like 5 years, 6 years, definitely you can invest in equity, and you can see your wealth multiplying. But if the goal is in like 1 year or something, always the debt funds, mutual funds also have the debt funds option, or your traditional FD or something, because the liquidity plays a major role here. So your wealth creation, if you are in the mode of wealth creation and if you forego the goal timing, then it will create a mess. So please consider the duration also and the right mix of asset classes. Don't put all your eggs in the same basket, right? Some people will just invest in real estate only. Some people will, if you invest in real estate, it is not a bad option, but have some percentage of your total portfolio in real estate, right? Because all the asset classes together can bring better results, right? Even if one asset class goes up, the other can compensate for it. If it is real estate, definitely the liquidity should be considered, right? If you need it in another 1 or 2 months, will you be able to liquidate it? So that is the call which we have to take. And of course, the tax implications, everyone will be aware, even with mutual funds or whatever it is. Even if you sell the property, all that long-term capital gain, short-term capital gain will all come into play. So consider that also. As we spoke about all these things, for when you come to financial independence or investment also, we have to consider all these 6 vectors, right? Income, savings, expenses, insurance, investment, and taxation. So the goals can be of anything, your saving goals or spending goals or your investing goals. Investing goals can be the long-term goals, right? Spending goals, it is like your near time vacation or whatever it is. So definitely please spend some time and have vision of like how much corpus would be needed, and please plan accordingly. So the important factor, the important topic I can say is definitely investments. So inflation should always be considered. Please inflate it, the cost. For example, if the cost is 1 lakh tomorrow, how much would be the cost maybe after 1 year, after 2 years? So consider all that, all the factors which are given here before planning. And so how do generally people invest? If I say invest, people will just go open, because now it is all available at the click of a mouse, right? So bank savings or FD or all these credit card options, right? So please, some chunk of our portfolio can be here, but not all, right? So where should I do that? Where should I save or where should I invest it? Definitely equity is also one of the good option, popular option. It is again based on your risk appetite, you can choose that. This is a graph which shows that from 2020 August to this time to August 2023, how the Nifty or Sensex or Nifty has performed, right? This is a graph of Nifty 50. You can clearly see that it had given good return. This is one of the options. And so everybody will have the question like, what are all the popular asset classes which are available, right? So equity, certainly that is one option. Either mutual funds or direct equity we can do. Other thing is a debt option. Debt option is your PPR, FDs, and Sukanya Samriddhi. Nowadays, all that liquid loans kind of thing has come up. So these are all the popular debt options. And commodities, as the name says, all your precious metals and crude and other things are there. And nowadays, millennials and the next generation are like very much fond of cryptocurrencies, right? If we want to play around with this, have minimal corpus and try or burn your hands in the crypto, but don't invest so much there because it is not regulated, right? Until and unless it is regulated, please don't spoil your wealth. And mutual funds, though, more than us, the kids will be knowing because they are watching the TV, and everywhere it comes like mutual fund sahi hai. If we talk about mutual funds, our kids will come and tell at times like mutual fund sahi hai, mama, sahi hai, papa. So yeah, it is right, but with the right advisor, right? So mutual fund in itself is not a separate asset class, but it is an instrument. It's part of the equity thing, and you can invest there. In mutual funds, there are a lot of categories, right? Based on the sector, based on the themes, there are so many categories are there. But primarily, these four categories: debt, equity, alternatives, and hybrid. Hybrid is a mix of debt and equity. The percentage of equity and debt holdings can differ, and definitely you have to select based on the needs, as said, primarily your goal horizon, right? So that should be considered. And if we are like very busy, if we cannot do our research in finding out the mutual funds, right mutual funds for us, maybe the index fund also we can give a try. For beginners, index fund can also give a better return because it is a prototype of the Nifty or Sensex, right? And other way to invest is SIPs. SIPs will bring the discipline, and it will also help us to average the returns, right? But please, remain invested. Wait till the climax. No, that I always tell my friends and relatives also. Please don't pull out the money in between. The market might have crashed, but it doesn't mean that we have to take it out. When the market is going low, definitely if you invest, it will average out the cost. Last month the market was at peak. You would have bought the same fund at at a higher price, but the next month the market is going low, you can purchase more units in mutual funds, right? So definitely consider the option of this thing SIP also. And the thing is, like, for all that to happen, we should be invested. We shouldn't be pulling out the money in between. So people might ask, like, how do you select the right mutual fund, right? Like thousands of mutual funds are there in the market. So not just the previous performance is important, right? Previous performance alone will not determine. So like every analyst or every research team will analyze it based on the market evaluation, comparison with that category funds, comparison with the peer funds, and then the rolling returns, and many other factors are there. So after all that, normally what we do is we just filter it to around 200 funds, or maybe slightly lesser than that. But for you, will we give all the funds? No, right? You might say, my friend has 50 funds. You are giving me one or two funds. It is not the case, right? Too much of diversification is also not good. So we will just pick it for you and give it. Having said all this, there are different kinds of investor, right? One person will just follow the herd. They will just go along with the family and friends, and he will say he has invested, I am investing. Will that work? No. Then there are risk takers who are like, okay, I'm like, okay to lose my capital also, I can invest. I can put everything in real estate. This area, real estate is booming, so I can invest everything there. Those kind of people are also there. So some people are like very cautious. They say, okay, I'll put in the FD only. So come out of all these emotional biases, and just think through, and considering all the points which we have spoken about, just do your analysis or go to a advisor. uh, just have the vision clearly, and please proceed with this. And the emotional bias is definitely taking a toll. That can be seen. The FOMO of missing out. We will just think, okay, market is going up, I have to invest somewhere. We don't know whether the valuation is already higher, should we have to invest there. We don't know all that, right? Maybe if we spend some time, we will be able to do it. But given the current situation of our technical careers, and we have to upgrade ourselves there, I'm not sure like whether everybody will have the time to do their analysis, right? And our tendency or the psychology is like, okay, I like this stock or I like this mutual fund, so I'll be googling based on that only. Wherever I'm finding good info about that, I'll take that. If there is any bad info, I'll just leave it, and then I'll stick to the thing and say, okay, this website is saying this website is saying that, so confirmation bias, no, I'll stick to that and I'll invest there. Please don't do all that. And then other a lot of myths are also there, and they say mutual fund or stocks is for only rich people, not for the middle class. No, this is not the case. People would have become rich by investing in the mutual fund or equity or whatever be the asset class maybe. So timing the market, that is the biggest mistake we all do. We think that, okay, market has gone to 65k, 66k, okay, market has peaked. So I will put in, some people will put in small cap industries, some people will put in mid cap industries and all. But when the market is at peak, we shouldn't be making those kind of mistakes. Still, the valuation plays a role, but still, generic thing is like, you can't be investing in the small or mid caps at this time. But if your goal horizon is like 7 years, 8 years, still you can think of. But if the goal horizon is in like 1 or 2 years, and market is also like rallying, then we have to take some calls, right? And otherwise it is like putting all the eggs in one basket, one asset focus. We will invest everything in one asset. That is also not correct. And the mistake, this we have spoken a lot, emotional. And the trading, nowadays SEBI is also giving the whenever you open your demat account, SEBI also says in options and futures people lose a lot, right? So the Telegram channel will be there every day. They will be saying buy this, buy that. So we will all buy, and then we will lose it, right? The loss will be like big time. If you're getting the profit, maybe it will be minimal, and the losses, if you see, it is like too much. So please avoid all that. And then fees and taxation. Whenever you make a trade, there are taxes involved. We have to understand that. And the fees also, the mutual funds also have the categories like regular funds, direct funds and all. So the expense ratio or the cost involved in regular funds will be more. Regular funds are the funds which we purchase through the distributor, right? So the cost will be slightly higher on that part. Within 6 months or 1 year, we might not be able to differentiate it. But in the long run, 2 years, 3 years also, if you see, the difference in the interest, the difference in the returns will make you understand that, okay, if I had invested in the direct fund, I would have got a better return, right? So all these things, factors we have to consider. So tax, every year budget, they will come up with so many stuffs, right? So many changes in the tax regime. Now the major question which all of us have is the old regime or new regime. Should I go for this or go for that? One thing which we have to think about is, like, if you are going for a new tax regime, you need not consider your ATC or ATD deductions, because the new tax regime doesn't have the deductions accounted for. If you are in old tax, please plan for your ATC, ATD, all that charity, ELSs, everything you can consider. And this slide just gives the breakup, like what is the taxation for the income which you are earning. And similarly, this one is going to compare the tax liability for old and new tax regime. So see, if we see here for 20 lakhs, in a new tax regime, you will have the tax of 2.85. But in the old regime, for that you should have certain deduction, right? Around 4,25,000 deduction. See, the standard deduction, that ATC deduction is 1.5 lakhs. More than that, if you have some educational loan interest or housing loan interest, and if it comes to 4,25,000, then you can match with the new tax regime. But if it is more than 20 lakhs, for example, 50 lakhs, the new tax regime will, the tax liability in new tax regime is 11.85. Similarly, the deduction required is same because you have crossed the 20 lakh bucket also. So please, check with the auditor or somebody before making wise decisions on the taxation part. This just illustrates the calculation based on the slab. And as I told, like all our investments should stand on the foundation of insurance. So based on your based on your family and your lifestyle, you can decide term insurance and health insurance. Health insurance can be provided by the company, but still, if you feel that insurance is not enough, please take the private health insurance also. And the other thing is like if you have a lot of artifacts, if you have a lot of property, then definitely consider the property insurance also. We might have seen these calamities happening last year in Bangalore. Many people in villas lost all their valuable stuff, lost their car, and so many things they have lost, right? Definitely the property insurance would have helped them to at least get some refund, right? If not fully, but at least percentage of it you will get it. So consider that also. Whenever you travel, you can take travel insurance. We all would have seen what happened during COVID, right? And the thing is like the husband would have taken some insurance. He would have tried to cover the family completely, but the thing is like the wife doesn't know what he has done for the family. So she might not have even wife or any spouse in that matter. They might not have known what the insurance or what the investment the husband had done. So even if we do something, please try to share it with your family so that they will be when something happens to the breadwinner, the other person will be able to manage, at least sail through. So the last part, as I said, we have saved, we have accumulated the wealth, but the thing is like properly it should be handed over to our next generation. We can enjoy till when we are there, but still when we are not there, our kids or our dependents shouldn't be fighting for that. So have a proper will, or whenever there is a change in your asset or whatever it is, make the amendment to the will so that your successors will not suffer. With this, I hope I would have given a fair idea of what is financial independence and what all we have to do to invest and all. Thanks for your time on the Friday evening. I'll hand over to Kirtana. Kirtana, please.
Thank you, Akila. I hope everybody, it was useful. It was a useful webinar. I have shared a feedback link on the chat box. Please provide your valuable feedbacks for the same. So as part of a surprise, we will be providing you the insurance calculator and our multiple calculator for your help in planning and start planning for your finances and all your goals, everything. Thank you everyone for being a part of this webinar. Please provide your valuable feedbacks. Those who have attended the webinar, we will be sharing you all the surprise goodies via email soon.